Hello. My name is Michelle. I'm 50. I just turned 50 in November, so I'm going to be saying that for like a few more months. And if you've seen some of my other videos, you know that I've recently been able to retire early under disability. But then, of course, that's created a gap in between what I used to make and what I'm bringing home now. And since with disability, you can't work, then I have to figure out like how I'm going to fill that gap in. So I decided, I've been watching all these videos about budgeting and like cash budgeting, and I love watching the girls with their cash budgets, but I just feel like all that cash is so cumbersome. And so I keep trying to figure out how can I do it in a digital way. So this video is going to walk you through or share how I'm going to try to do digital sinking funds and just my whole banking system. So hopefully that'll help. And then I do have to comment on these glasses. So the name of the company, I think it's like Zeelol, Zeelol. These are not sponsored, but some lady at work at my last job had like these cute frames, and she told me she got them from that company. So I wanted some green glasses, and the first pair I didn't put in my prescription right, so I think it should have been negative, and I left it positive or something. Excuse me for the sniffing. And so when I got the prescription correct, they didn't have the original green glasses I wanted. And so I was like, well, I really want green. So I got these, not realizing they were going to be like neon green, but I figure they're fun and they'll help me, oh, excuse me, remember, don't take life too seriously, because I'm, working on relaxing a little bit more in this season of life. So this should be fine. Okay, so let me talk about the sinking fund. So here's how I think this is going to happen, because I can't do the cash envelopes because, again, to me, it's just so cumbersome, and I got to do something that, I can keep up with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a discretionary spending account, okay, with a debit card. I'm also going to have a savings account, which will be online. And then that way, I can have like all the little buckets. And so that's what my sinking funds are going to represent, are the little buckets. And I'm going to put a picture on one of these sides so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Excuse me, as I walk you through it. So, and I have the paper right here, so I'll be, looking down and referencing it. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 sinking funds. So 4 of them have actual goal or targeted amounts. And then the other ones, they don't have a targeted amount. It'll just be, add as much as possible as I can. So the first one is debt repayment. That one does not have like a set amount. And the reason why I'm doing this debt payment, repayment one is, if you've seen some of my previous videos, you know that, my credit is trash from trying to grow my business. And well, excuse me, I'm at the stage now where like creditors are like contacting me and they're trying to do settlements, but of course, like I don't have like money saved either for that. So that's why I'm doing that debt repayment one, so that as I can build that up, I might be able to work out settlement deals with some of the creditors. So that's what that one's going to be. Miscellaneous is $300. That's the goal. Because I find that every month, like I'm spending like, 50 to 100 to 150 just on like miscellaneous stuff that like I wouldn't really be able to budget for, but it's stuff that needed to happen that month. So my goal for that one is 300. My gifts one is 300. Because I find that like I'm not the most social person, but I do get invited to some things. I don't tend to, even though gifts are my love language, I'm still very frugal. So I can get some really nice creative gifts and they don't cost me a whole lot. So, but I still need some money saved. So that one's 300. Excuse me. Medical is 1,000. I'm finding lately, because I have that FSA, I think that's how you say it. HSA, sorry, HSA, health insurance, where like you can invest the money, which is assuming that you're pretty healthy. And so for the most part I am, but I have found that lately, like I have some follow-up visits and like I don't have enough for the co-pays. And then I've had to, excuse me, do, what's it called? Like payment plans and stuff. So I want to save up for medical. And then travel, the goal is 3,000. I I haven't been anywhere in 6 years, unfortunately. But I do want to keep like a travel fund with like about 3,000 in it. That way, as I find things that I would like to do, I'd have the money to do it. And then finally, birthday. Um, I just turned 50 recently, and I didn't really do something big on my birthday. I thought I might, but I just had a lot of stuff going on, and I decided instead to buy myself a duplex. So I didn't go anywhere big for my birthday, but I'm hoping, God willing, at 60, I'll be able to do that. So for the next decade, I want to save some money so that as I get closer to that birthday, I can, have the money to kind of take a really nice trip. Okay, so the plan with the sinking funds is once a month when I get my, excuse me, payout for my retirement. I only have right now $100 to save, which to me feels like nothing, to be honest. However, I read Atomic Habits by James Clear like years ago. I need to reread it. But I know one of the things he talks about is like you have to have a habit first. You have to have the habit established before you can get better at the habit. So for me, because I want to get in the habit of building up savings accounts and sinking funds, then even though I'm not working with a lot of money, I'm trying to create the habit so that, right now I only have 100 to save each month, but, hopefully at one point I'll have like 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 to save. But at least now I'm kind of building the process and the habit. So I got this idea from her channel's called Monet's Money. I'll definitely link it below. I made my own little sinking tracking form, but I got the idea from her. So I'll definitely link one of her videos and also her shop because she sells the sheets and stuff. But I figured I could just, make my own and then that way save a couple dollars. So once a month, I'm going to contribute to these funds. And then at the end of the month, I'm going to walk you through if I use that fund that month or just kind of walk through the process of how my savings is growing. This is really more for me than you all because I see these people on YouTube all the time talking about like low income savings. And then they'll show you after 6 months, like how much they've saved. And of course, I'm always like, I don't think that would work for me, but I'm going to give it a try. So the breakdown for this month is going to be debt is getting $5. Gifts is fully funded because as I was like simplifying my banking system, excuse me, I was able to, sorry, I was able to condense some stuff. So gifts is fully funded. So that 300 is already there. So I'm good to go with that. Miscellaneous is getting 25 and travel is getting 50. And then the other ones will get 5 because then that way, they'll start kind of building slowly because the big ones right now, or I need to get that travel one up and I kind of just want the miscellaneous fully funded because it's $300. And I haven't quite worked out like what that's going to look like once I'm using them. But I think what's going to happen is I'm going to take a credit card I have that doesn't have a balance on it right now. And I think I'll use the sinking fund purchases on that credit card. And then once a week, just pay it off. So I think I'll see how that works, but I'll let you know. And if you can hear me wheezing, I am so sorry because I almost did not do this video today because I was like, girl, you sound sick. But because I'm trying to show up for myself and realize that, you know what? One video of me not sounding the absolute best is better than me not showing up at all. So yes. So I hope you got a good idea from this. Hopefully some of you all will join me and, save whatever you can. Maybe you can save more than 100, maybe you can save less than 100, but like just work with me so that we can like build this habit of saving and then we can get better at the amounts we save, but at least we'd have the habit. So okie dokie. So that's my May sinking funds overview. And I'll be back on here at the end of the month to kind of walk you through like how close I got to my plan. Was I able to save $100? Was I able to save a little bit more? Did I have to use my sinking funds for anything? So this should definitely be an interesting journey. And until later, be grateful. Bye-bye.